Hey guys, so today's a perfume related video, and really we're going to be concentrating on a topic of perfume etiquette. Last month I did film a separate video regarding perfume etiquette, how to wear perfumes and all things to do with perfumes, as well as some storage tips and so on. But today I wanted to dive in specifically into how to wear perfume at work, because many places are scent free, or many people have respiratory issues such as asthma, allergic rhinitis. Any kind of allergy really will give you a response of not being able to breathe well, just being stuffy. Some people react more than others. However, if you want to be respectful and not bother other people with your perfume wearing habits, which is what I'm cognizant about all the time because I'm such a perfume junkie, I really feel like I can't encroach on people's personal space with my own hobby and personal hygiene, I guess. So these are little tips that might help you wear perfume in a way that is not going to be irritating for people around you. And you might be aware of some of these tips, and some of them might be new to you. So let's start. Number one really has to do with application. Application of perfume, most of the time, really what people do is either the neck or the pulse points on the wrists. There are many pulse points you can be applying to really throughout your body, and a pulse point is basically where your vessels are closest to your epidermis, closest to the surface of your skin, and that will warm up the fragrance and make it project more. That is why people wear perfume on pulse points. Really, there's not a rule as to where you can wear perfume. The idea is that you will modulate the evaporation rate of the fragrance, theoretically, however much you want, by applying it to different surfaces of the skin, or not on skin at all. You can wear it on fabric, you can wear it on hair, etc., etc., to sort of have a better control over how that perfume projects and evaporates off your skin. So obviously you're avoiding very obvious, very hot pulse points if you want to reduce the projection of your fragrance. Another thing is, in terms of application, you can definitely apply it to places that you have clothing over, and oftentimes plenty of clothing layers over, and that will dampen the diffusion effect of the perfume molecules, therefore making it more wearable and less bothersome to other people. So where I like to wear my fragrance, and Chanel Allure here is in my current rotation, it's a powerful beast with really good sillage. It's very beautiful, but you know, fragrance is not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't want to be forcing people to smell what I smell. So where I prefer to wear fragrances to reduce sillage and rein back the power of the beast of the scent is really the lower back. It is technically sort of a medium potency pulse point, because there are some blood vessels running close to the surface because of the spinal cord, obviously. But the good thing about wearing it at the small of your back is the fact that oftentimes, especially in winter when I would pull for this fragrance, and generally for heavier fragrances, I layer things. So there are going to be a few layers of clothing between your skin and the outside world that is going to modulate and moderate the effect of your fragrance wearing. So tip number one is to apply it to places where you layer clothing, and that should take care of the extreme sillage your perfume might have. Tip number two really has to do with how you like to wear your fragrances, and whether you have fragrances in your collection that you enjoy the base notes of, but maybe aren't super hot on the top notes that evaporate quicker. So many fragrances have a very, very beautiful base to them. But for me, for instance, I do not tolerate super, super sweet fragrances very easily. So for me, to wear a sweet, sweet fragrance, I apply this trick quite frequently to be able for me to tolerate the fragrance as well. But also, if it's a very heavy fragrance, then you can dampen the top notes and sort of give yourself a very soft effect if you apply your fragrance to the clothes the night before. So the clothing you're going to wear, you apply a little bit of perfume, and the morning after, you're left with a very soft concoction of the base notes, and it holds reasonably well usually on clothing. So if you have that perfume for which you smell it on your shirt the next morning, and as you toss the shirt into the wash and you're like, oh, this is really lovely, I wish I could smell like that more, then just do that. Apply your fragrance to the clothing that you're going to wear the night before, and then you're left over with this beautiful waft of a base without having really strong projection, as those notes usually sit a lot closer to the source. Tip number 3. Utilize products other than sprayable options. So for instance, many brands will come up with, say, body lotions, like what I have right here. This is Narciso Rodriguez for her body lotion, and I have a ton of these guys. And some fragrances I just have in the body lotion options because that's how I like to wear them. And what we're talking about here is really utilizing the fact that the companies produce these body products with a scent of whatever your favorite fragrance is, and they want to sell it to you to increase longevity and projection, meaning that you layer products. Obviously it's going to increase the concentration, the projection, the chemistry of the fragrance. So first you would layer a body butter or body lotion with a specific scent, and on top of that you'll wear a perfume version of that same scent. But we don't have to do that. We can just stop at this step. If you really love a scent but you want a really soft, close to skin version of that scent, try a body product of that specific scent, and what is going to happen is you're going to end up with a really nice, soft and bassy version of the fragrance that you love, and the projection is going to be closer to skin. So Narciso Rodriguez for her is my pick, but I have quite a few. I think I'll make a separate video on the fragrances that I have in body lotions that I like. And sometimes I prefer body lotion formulation to the actual formulation. Doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes it does. The last tip I have for you, again, utilize the manufacturer's creativity. Many brands will make products for hair. Now again, projection is going to be slightly less simply because of the formulation, but if you buy hair products with specific scents, the scent is really going to linger around your nose, therefore olfactory senses will be stimulated close by, but the projection to the outside world, unless you over apply, is not going to be extreme. So my example here is this Guerlain Souffle d'Or de Chalimard. This is perfumed iridescent body and hair powder. So this is kind of what I'm presenting. The hair powders aren't as common. People do make dry shampoos such as Elizabeth and James. Scents are really great in shampoo form. They really perfected the formula there, like the dry shampoo form. Sometimes like Dior makes a hair mist of their Miss Dior perfume. So I urge you to try different ways of wearing a scent. A scent doesn't have to be a conventional perfume that you spray onto pulse points. You can really experiment with the application of the scent. And sometimes they can be different depending on the formulation they're in. But for instance, this hair powder, I usually wear it in hair, not on the body, is kind of a different scent. It has this souffle de parfum base to it, but it's a somewhat of a different scent. And sometimes you will find that the scent, it doesn't correlate exactly to the original, say, eau de parfum, but it gives you a lot of room to play with it and to sort of see how you like to wear a scent. So, so dry shampoos, hair mists, and such is a good way to experiment with a scent, and you will get this way a bit more stimulation for yourself because of where the scent is sitting, because it's on your head. But the projection to other people is going to be a little bit more limited, which is what we're looking for here. So these are some of the tricks and tips I have for you to try and experiment with the way you wear scents, and perhaps to find a way that is acceptable for both yourself and the people around you to wear a scent that you might really love, but to have a hard time finding a way to wear because of the strong projection and the fact that other people might not be as much of a fan of that scent as you are. I hope it was helpful, and maybe you glimpsed something fun to try out in terms of product application. And have a good day. See you guys later. Bye-bye.